Hey y'all, Kevin here, and this is Purereviews, where I review all kinds of products. So if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you find this particular video useful or helpful, be sure to hit that like button before you go. Maybe even leave a comment saying thanks. It really helps with the channel a ton, and I greatly appreciate it. So today's product is available on Amazon, and there's a link in the description. We'll take you to the product page where you can see the current price point, see if it's on sale, all that lovely information. But what is it? It is a humidifier by a company called Aiheal. This is the box it's going to come in once you order it. And then once you open it up, you're going to get the humidifier itself. Plus you're going to get a little remote control that will allow you to control it from a distance. But of course, they can also control it on the device itself in case you lose this. You're going to get a user manual that tells you all the features and how to operate it. But we're going to cover a lot of those right now. And then they include this little itty bitty cleaning brush. I don't really use this. I find it's easier to clean this with just kind of like a standard kitchen brush, but they do include this little cleaning brush. And then you get the device itself. So let's go over all the features and how this all works. So what makes this humidifier different is it has this like tree stacking, if you will. When it comes, this is just going to come loose like so, and all you have to do is there's two little prongs right there, and there's two slots. So just slide it in and then twist, and now it's all nice and locked and secure. Now, one of the nice things about this humidifier is it is a top loading, so you can just simply pour water in the top. However, if you'd like to take it out and fill it up under a sink or something like that, it does have a handle and it easily lifts out and is removable. So there is the reservoir tank. As you can see, my hand can easily fit in here to clean all the sides. And then on the bottom here, it has a little screw so that way you can drain out all the excess water. And this even has a nice like little filter here with just a little mesh that helps get rid of any particulates or something like that. And then it's got a nice seal on it. And you can see that you have another hole there. So it's very easy to rinse and clean out. Now, the base unit itself is pretty standard and straightforward. As you can see right here, this is where all the magic happens and it turns the water into humidity. They do have this little disc right here, and this is a filter. So this is going to filter out like the calcium and the lime deposits and help keep this clean, in particularly the little diffusing disc right there. Now, another feature of this humidifier, on the front here, as you can see, it's got all the controls. When you turn it on, if it has no water, it's going to be red. So that's going to instantly tell you, hey, I need water. I need to be refilled. Then it's going to have two different other colors. It's going to have a yellow color, which tells you that you are outside of your humidity range. And it has a green color, which says you're going to be in the range. So it's kind of a snapshot of letting you know how your environment is. Because you want to keep your humidity levels consistent in the house, especially during like winter when you have that hot air coming out of your vents. It just dries everything out. And if your air gets too dry, then it makes it easier to catch colds and things like that. Also, you don't want it too humid either, because that causes also problems. So this is a nice snapshot to tell you how your humidity levels are. Now, on the bottom here, you have these little rubber feet, which keeps it from sliding around. And then there's this little compartment right here. So this is cool. This is where the filter is. It sucks in the air. And so they have a little black little carbon filter, which you can easily rinse out if it gets dusty. But then there's this little pad right here. In this little pad, you can drop a couple essential oils on here, and then it's going to absorb that smell through the fan and then disperse it throughout your room. So if you want to add a little extra, you can do that. This is completely optional with this little pad there, but this just slides right into place like so. And then there's a little plug in the bottom, which just goes into a standard outlet. So let's go ahead and fill this up with water so that way you can see how well it works, and then we'll go over all the other little features about it. Okay, now that it is filled up, let's go over the various settings and features of the humidifier. So first off, you simply just tap the button right here and it will turn on the humidifier. Now, The green light is obviously on, so that means we are in above 45% relative humidity. That yellow basically means you're below and you need to add more humidity to your air. Now, this does hold 5 liters of water, so on the lower setting, it's going to basically provide enough humidity into the air throughout the whole day. Obviously, the higher setting has it a little bit less, but it lasts all day, which is really, really nice. So this first little light here, that means it is on the low setting. Simply tap here again in the center and it will move to the number 2. This is the higher setting, and as you can see, the steam is really coming out. Now I want to cover the little tree branch thing here because I find this really unique compared to a lot of humidity machines, humidifiers. These little nozzles, these can be adjusted. So you can just rotate them and turn them off if you want. If you want one side off and this side going, you can do that. Or you can even turn both of them off and then the steam will only come out the top part. You cannot turn this one off. This one is always on. Now, this part, the top here, can also rotate it any direction you want. So depending on if you're wanting to kind of push it away from a wall or a corner or something like that, you can adjust it however you need to, which is nice. It has a lot of that flexibility. And then you can just rotate this again if you want to turn these on, which is just kind of a nice feature. I also like the fact that this little, I call it a little tree, it looks like little branches here. It's really tall, so it really puts that humidity up in the air. It throws that mist a lot higher. Obviously, I have it sitting here on a dresser, but you could also even put this like on the floor in the corner because it is a lot higher, which is a nice aspect of it. As you can hear, it's super, super quiet. I mean, we're even in the high mode here. You just don't hear anything. So it's not going to bother you when you are sleeping. However, if the light bothers you when you're sleeping, there is a little moon button on the remote, or you can press this 4 times and it will activate the sleep mode, which will basically put this in the lower humidity level and it will turn off the light, which is nice because personally, I don't like when lights are on in my room when I'm trying to sleep. They bother me. So this makes it nice and dark. Simply to turn it back on, just hit that moon again and it goes back to where it was. Now, the third setting I want to touch briefly on here. So if you press in the middle there one more time, and now we're on the third setting, which is essentially on the remote. It looks like this line with a bunch of raindrops. What that is the humidor mode. So what is the humidor mode? Basically, it's like an autopilot, if you will. This is great if you have like a greenhouse, or you simply just want to keep your room at that target level humidity. It will constantly monitor the humidity levels around it, and then it will turn on when they fall below that 45%, or it will turn off automatically once it gets above that certain threshold. So that is a nice little feature. Like I said, it works great for a if you have like a greenhouse or something like that, and you want to keep your plants nice and hydrated. That's kind of like the ideal mode for that. Personally, I just use the 1 or the 2 depending on the situation, because when you're in the winter time and your heat is sucking that moisture out of the air, this is a great way to add that moisture back in, so that way you stay nice, healthy, and don't have those germs just spread through that dry air. But yeah, that's basically the ins and outs of this. If you are in the market for a humidifier, I think this one's worth checking out. I really like that it's unique looking. It has all the features. You can add the essential oils. You can customize and change the nozzles, and it has multiple settings to it. It's just a little bit more unique to clean. I find the tower part, if you get one of those longer brushes, you can do that or just run hot water through it. But the top comes off, the bottom comes off, so you can get your hand in there and wipe down the sidewalls and keep it nice and clean. But that's basically it. So if you're in the market for one, I do recommend it. If there is something that I didn't cover, feel free to hit me up in the comment section. I do typically respond to those, and be sure to check out the link to see what the current price point is and if it's on sale, all that lovely information. And until the next video, you guys take it easy. Later. Congrats, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated for the support. Be sure to hit that like button on the video. It really, really does help out. And if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. and hit the notification bell if you want to get notified when new videos come out on this channel.